Let's see. My general unit was taking some fire there, so I just decided to run them up a hill a little bit to get them out of harm's way. I have 2 artillery units on the hill there. You can see that are firing on the French center. Keeping my artillery fire there because that's where the French are the strongest right now, right in the center. So I'm trying to keep the artillery firing on them. You can see I have a couple units here trying to hang on to my right and stay strong there. I got a unit of Jaegers who are a light infantry unit, very good when exchanging volleys. You can see there this Russian soldier getting dragged. Let's take a look at him here. Let's see what happens as his horse drags him through the woods here. Oh, you can see there he took a shot. I don't know if that's possible, but we just killed that guy twice. So his horse goes down, he goes down, and at least he's not being dragged anymore. My goodness. But anyway, we have my 2 units firing in on this French unit, Vaudigers. They're a skirmishing unit. You can see that their numbers are very low there. They're going to be pretty close to routing. And the French have decided to really push the initiative and pinch in on my left here. You can see I charged these grenadiers of line with my cavalry, but considering they were turning red and I was facing a strong melee unit, I decided to pull them away and kind of keep them off to the side out of harm's way and to use them as at a decisive point in the battle where they're really needed. I don't want to waste my cavalry on fighting that one unit, so that's going to pay off for me in just a little while, and we'll see just how. Okay, you can see I'm getting some steady artillery fire here on the French units. They're pinching in towards my left. I'm spinning some of my units around to meet them. There's some of my elite lifeguard foot. You can see they're well below 1/3 strength, but they are an elite unit, so they should continue to exchange fire, and they won't be routing for at least for right now. You can see my completed Grenadiers unit getting some shots off. And here's my Russian Jaegers. They're going to play a pivotal role in this battle on both ends of the battlefield. So let's keep an eye on them and see how they. Here's another unit of Russian Jaegers. Let's see how they contribute to this battle. So anyway, this is some tricky micro here. I'm really just trying to keep at least one of my units faced at each French unit, pinching in on me at all times. I think I'm doing a pretty good job of keeping them in my front, keeping fire on them, reforming my lines when needed. And you can see a bunch of French units turning red there, close to routing. So this is really the pivotal point in the battle right here. Who's going to win this little skirmish in the middle? We both have lost a lot of troops already, and this is really a critical time in the battle. Now you see that lifeguard horse unit I pulled out at the very end there. I'm pulling them in at a pretty pivotal point in the battle here, and I'm going to get them to chase down some of these units that were routing. And now I'm going to rush them into this French unit over here who's firing them on the side. And I was going to bring them around the back of this unit, but with my unit of lifeguard foot firing on them and my horses in the general vicinity, that unit started to rout. You can see my artillery strikes right there. And you can see a lot of blinking units there. Finally, my grenadiers routed. They only have 57 out of the original 300 guys that they started the battle with, so I can see how they're routing. Marching my Jaegers forward. And you can see I'm still applying some artillery pressure on that routing French unit. And the French are going to recover here a little bit. Some of these units that were routing are going to stop routing. I do have a unit of Russian Jaegers here, faced in the wrong direction, but another unit of my Opolcheny routing and seemingly running off the battlefield there. But I'm going to keep my Jaegers there because I have a feeling that I'm going to need them later. And for now, I want to keep them out of the battle. You can see a unit of French soldiers advancing up this hill. It's a unit of Fusiliers of the line up towards my artillery unit. It's a long, tiresome hike up this hill, so as long as they're marching up here, I'm just going to keep firing that artillery. At some point I am going to change that artillery unit to grape shot and get some shots at those units. You can see I have my 20-pounder unicorn gun taking shots at this advancing unit. It's a simply devastating gun, one of the most devastating guns of that era. And again, that gun plus my Jaeger is going to play a decisive part in this battle. So you can see the French here moving in two pretty fresh units. They're chasseurs, which are a light infantry unit, a pretty basic light infantry unit. Very good at firing the weapons. They're moving them forward to meet my remaining Russian forces. And we'll get a look at some good artillery shots right here in just a minute. I think they'll be coming up in just a few minutes. But anyway, I have my general unit down here, my remaining Jaegers, and you can see I'm advancing another unit up there from the left of the screen, and I'm going to try and angle them and get them in good position to meet the French threat coming up the middle here. The whole time my artillery is harassing those units. That's important to help kill their morale. Definitely, taking some soldiers there, and right here strategically, this is that cavalry unit I had saved earlier on in the battle that were meleeing with the grenadiers. I'm running them up the hill there because I feel at some point I'm going to need a decisive cavalry charge. So I am running them up the hill, and by running them down the hill, the French units at the decisive moment is going to, just give me an edge here. So you can see right here, my artillery is absolutely devastating these French units. Got one of the units to rout. The chasseurs there are close to routing. And this is a perfect example of how effective steady artillery fire can be. You can see up in the distance there, that French unit that advanced up that hill is looking to take out my other artillery piece. That is not my unicorn gun. That's on the other hill. So I'm going to press forward here a little bit, always applying pressure, cutting down the distance of the battlefield. I want to get my 3 units here in good distance to fire on that remaining French unit. And you can see I'm hitting some of my guys in the back here. I mean, that's not ideal, but with my 3 units, I'm doing more damage to these chasseurs just by keeping good formed lines rather than moving guys around too much. And here's that cavalry unit I ran up on the hill, and I'm going to keep them there for just the right time. And you can see here that this other unit, the Fusiliers of the line, has destroyed my other artillery piece over there, and I'm going to take some shots at him with my 20-pounder unicorn gun. Just like the buddy system with artillery, they took out my other unit, you're going to pay for it with my other artillery unit. And you could see how many guys I took out with just that volley right there. Now, once they see that fire coming, they're going to start coming up the hill here. Using some great mods here. Some of these mods are making the battle AI a lot stronger, and I've seen a lot more consistent behavior from the computer AI, since I've been running some of these mods. So I'm really happy about, the way, my opponent, the computer, is forming up their lines here. Okay, I'm getting some good shots off on these Fusiliers of line unit. These units keep routing, then coming back from routing to get back into the fight. But I keep pressing forward with my units and keep the pressure on. I'm not going to let them rest too much. And the longer I allow them to come back from routing, the more strength they can gain. So I'm going to keep applying the pressure here. And finally, my elite lifeguards of foot unit is going to rout after that unit has been simply decimated. You can see I added a blood mod recently, and you get this little puff of blood every time okay, and now there's a decisive charge from my cavalry. That's why, you see that guy go flying? Wow, that was great. You can see how I left that unit up there for just the precise moment, and just when these chasseurs were starting to get back into the battle, I brought my lifeguard horse, and that ought to do it. So you see, it was a very close battle, very epic, and I hope you enjoyed this one.